This is going to be a fast video on just about solving equations with fractions. So this is actually not as bad as you think. I know you're looking at fractions and it gets kind of confusing, but it isn't. I hope you are watching this after you watch the first one because it is important for you to know that purpose of this is to solve for that unknown, and in order to solve for unknown in an equation, you want all the variables of the unknowns on one side, and then you solve for one single one and single positive one. So make sure that your final answer has to be one for one variable, for one positive one, and by doing that, you have to have the variables on one side. So then let's look at an example with fractions. So let's look at 3x is equal to 2 over 3. There's a couple variations of this question. You can have something like 3x is equal to 2 over 3. You can have, say, 3x over 2 is equal to 2 over 3. And you can also have, say, 1x over 2 is equal to 2 over 3. Oops, 3. So the only variation between these is that this is a number is equal to a fraction. Fraction is equal to fraction. A mixed number is equal to a fraction. So how we do this is very simple. Here's the technique. In order to get rid of a fraction in an equation, remember what you do to one side you have to do to the other. And you might have been taught to cross multiply, such as you drop this sort of invisible one and then you cross multiply the top times the bottom and the bottom times the top. The reason why you can do this in the equation is simply like this. So I'm just going to rewrite this right here. 3x is equal to 2 over 3. And remember that what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So in order to get rid of sort of this denominator, that's 3 in the bottom, I can do whatever I want in an equation as long as I do it to the other side, right? Yeah. So in order to get rid of this, how can I multiply this to a number to get to 1? Well, I multiply by 3. Because 2 over 3 times 3 is that this 3 is going to cancel out with the bottom. Top times the bottom, top times the bottom, well, will just cancel out to a 1. But by multiplying by 3 on this side, I need to multiply by 3 on the left side as well. So 3 times 3x is 9x is equal to 2. So you notice that why you're provided with this shortcut called cross multiplication is that's exactly what you just did. 3x times 3, 3 times 3x, 2 times 1, well, it just works out to just being 2. The answer is exactly the same. And now you have 9x is equal to 2. You want a single 1x, so you divide this by 9, divide this by 9, x is equal to 2 over 9. Beauty. That's it. Then what about this then? Well, again, you can always cross multiply. Top times the bottom, bottom times the top. To give you the understanding of why this works is that what you do to one side, you can do to the other side. And this cross multiplication is sort of just a shortcut. So 3x over 2 is equal to 2 over 3. So in order to get rid of that denominators, such as this 3, well, I'm going to multiply this right side by 3, multiply this left side by 3, because what I do to the right, I got to do to the left. So 3 cancels out, 2 remains. 3 times 3x over 2, I'm just going to multiply across, which is 9x over 2. And then I have to get rid of this denominator by multiplying by 2. So you notice that it's actually so much easier if you just sort of follow the rules of cross multiplication, because once you multiply or cross multiply is exactly the same. So if we look at this cross multiplication, 3x times 3 is, what do you get? Right here, 9x. What about 2 and then 2? 2 times 2, right here, 4. Now my final step is right now you have 9x. I need one of them, so I need to get rid of the 9. Get rid of the 9 by doing one side to the other. X is equal to 4 over 9. Simple as that. Okay, so fractions, nothing to be scared of. Now, when you have a mixed number, it's just an extra step. Change this into improper. Multiply and add. 2 times 3 plus 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. X over 2 is equal to 2 over 3. Same thing like here, cross multiply. 7 times 3 is 21x. So remember to write these steps. 2 times 2 is 4. Goes back into 21x's. I don't want 21x's, so I need to get rid of the 21 by divide by 21. x is equal to 4 over 21. Beauty. That's it. So that's your fractions with solving equations. You have basically done all of the requirements right now, so that's pretty good. So check out the next one for distributing, or maybe even complicated fractions with distributing.